Welcome to Land Academy.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, how are ya?
It's so quiet. I didn't hear you.
I'm here.
Listen, I'm calling you because I just saw in our filing system, in our electronic filing system, that you guys are going to do a 56-acre deal in California for like
Just,
$5,000.
just look for the yes. Were you just kind of scrolling down and then noticed that one?
You know, I'm always looking for topics to do Yes, that's exactly what happened. I'm
Okay.
always looking for topics to do podcasts, and every time I start thinking, what are we going to do a podcast about? I go into that file system and I see what spectacular, and that's just what spectacular deal it is, and that thing's just, it's staring right at me.
Right, that jumped out at me too when I got that call.
Story. Tell us the story.
So it's funny. It was one guy, and it's like him and a couple brothers. They must have invested in this whole block, years ago. It's in California, and now nobody wants them anymore. It's just amazing. And it's so great because not only is it 56 point something acres, but the smallest is like 2.5 acres and the largest is like 10 or 12
What?
acres. There's like
There are
some five
multiple
acre
properties?
chunks and it is. There are multiple APNs. It's all split up. Do you
Oh,
want to see what I was looking at?
yeah.
I'll show you. All right.
I
I wish I
can't
had a
I
screenshot.
can't put a file up on the screen. I mean, I could in editing, but
Okay, you'll
hold
love
something up
this.
to the camera.
Okay, wait, what? This is it. Can you see that okay?
Yes. Oh my
Can
gosh.
you see the street? Can you see the street above and below and it's named?
Oh.
And on the end, there's
So
access and you can see all the different APNs.
did you?
I was going to make a joke to the guy like, you missed one, he missed two little parcels right here. He's got the whole rest of the block. Maybe that's the weird stepsister that owns that. I don't know. Anyway, so it's fantastic, and it's so funny because he we kind of one of his emails got goofed up, and I thought the guy fell off the planet, but he accidentally, when he hit reply, he replied to himself. So it was funny. So the other day he reached out to me again and said, "Oh my gosh, it was I didn't realize you didn't get my last message."
Wow.
And the reply was, I thought, all right, this is so fantastic. I thought, a little too good to be true. I
Yeah,
say that all
that's my
the time, but
question.
yeah. And I said, so do you guys have a price per acre? I was kind of waiting to see what he said. And he's like, you know what? Just make me an offer. It was one of those. I'm like,
Oh,
oh my
it's
goodness.
just beautiful.
Okay, I'll make you an offer.
Can't make this stuff up. So people,
you know?
we've said it 1,000 times. People don't believe me. They don't
I
believe this
know.
stuff goes on.
I know.
So these two
And
guys just want to get rid of this. Is it an estate situation? I mean, is there any catch at all? Is there anything difficult
no,
there?
no, it's just for whatever reason they were hanging on to it. They don't want it anymore.
Wow,
It's kind of like they're done. So
man.
that's it. It's fantastic. I love it. Yeah, and like you said, that's what's so funny. It's these what I used to think were one-offs have gotten closer and closer and closer together.
Right.
They're not one-offs anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Something like this happens almost once a week now. I looked back into it. There's probably 17 or 18.
I know.
There's over 500 transactions in our acquisition file, and it keeps getting larger. And I talk about this in the education program on the internet, on our website. You know, we haven't sent a mailer out in 2 years.
Mm-mm.
I'll just be real straight with everybody. 2 years we haven't sent one out because we can't handle the number of transactions that come in without hiring a
I
huge
still do.
staff, which we have some staff, but not a huge one. And
Mhm.
it's amazing to me, and they still keep coming in after year after year after year.
Mhm.
So
And that's the point that I make with everyone too. And I get, if I'm on Bigger Pockets or ever talking to people, is get them calling you. Once you make this investment, send out these mailers, let it, get it out there.
yeah,
Let them call you, and then you can pick and choose the ones you want. This is one
yeah,
that I'm picked that I'm going to do. There's 6 others I don't want.
yeah.
So,
That's a great point, Joe. So you know, let's say you're new at this, you send a bunch of mailers out, 20 come back. I don't know, 3 come back, but you still. and you're kind of short on cash, just pick the absolute best one, double, triple your money, and then go to the other ones, right?
Exactly. And keep those other ones. Make sure you have all their contact information, all that, because someday you may want to go back
Right.
and you know what? Maybe they weren't great because your offer price wasn't accepted. They wanted whatever price. Well, if they're still in your, if you reach out to them 6 months from now, and now you have more cash, A, and B, they haven't sold it.
Yeah.
Now both you both might be in alignment.
I'm gonna tell you a quick story right along those lines. So I sent a mail. This is a lot of years ago. It was actually probably so long ago that I was working by myself in a back bedroom of a condo that we were renting, and I I sent the mailer out just like we're talking about, and a guy called me back and said, "Absolutely, I want to sell all these properties to you." And it was like 42 40-acre properties in northern Arizona, right? I mean, and I sent back then. I only sent mailers out for $100 an acre, so every 40-acre property was $4,000.
Right.
I mean, the purchase price was like hundreds of thousands of dollars. I didn't have any money, so I said, "I'm sorry, but there's no way we can do this transaction." And he said, "Okay," and I did exactly what you said. I put the stuff aside, put his name aside, and the whole thing. And I called, and then about a year goes by. And this guy calls me, a buyer, and says, "I want a lot of acreage in northern Arizona, and I'm ready to buy it." So I put these two guys together, just like we talk about in the program. I optioned the deal. I didn't even know what to call it back then, but that's what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And I made like 200, I don't know, $180,000, I think, between the purchase price and the sales price between these guys. And I shuffled around the paperwork and did it.
There you go.
So, man, that's just,
I think
that's great.
the key to this whole thing for everyone learning this business is just get the wheels in place. Just get
Yeah,
the letters out there, get the calls coming in, and don't get married to one transaction.
right.
That
Don't get
that's how
married.
not to do it. Well,
Is
don't get
that your
married.
advice today? Don't get married?
Yes, this is the name of the podcast. Don't get married. As a side note,
It's not a
don't get married to.
I was going to name this
You pick
podcast.
up on the weirdest things.
This is what I named this podcast before I called you. I said, it's not just about buying 56 acres in California for $5,000. It's about dot, dot, dot. And you know what the dot, dot, dot is?
No,
Don't get
what?
married.
P.S. Jill said, "Don't get married."
Don't get married to
Oh
the
my
real estate that
gosh.
you love.
Okay, that's what I mean. Don't get hung up on that one transaction, everyone, because it just sounds, do you know what? Because it sounds too good to be true. Because you know what? There's a lot, if you keep doing this, success, like we teach and coach and mentor and tell everybody, keep it going. You're going to have just too good to be true deals all the time.
I got an email from a person yesterday. I'm not sure if shared it with you or not, who purchased our package last week and, you know, got right into it. Purchased a cash flow from land package.
Mm-hmm.
And she's in Michigan, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Michigan, and she sent a bunch of mailers out to northern Michigan, and just fell over. She
Oh,
had so much. Did I show you
yay.
that email?
No, no.
She 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 emailed me and thanked me and thanked me and thanked me. So we should figure out how to put this stuff on the internet so everyone can see it. Well,
Yes.
now's a good time to say this. Jill and I are night and day working on putting together an online community
Yep.
where we can all share these stories and share our successes and share questions and even the failures so that we can all kind of build this thing up together. So, and it's a direct result of people reaching out to us and saying, "Where's your online community? We really need to talk to each other." So I've
Right.
got a tech guy working on it right now. I hope to have it up in about 2 weeks. Don't hold me to that, but I think it's going to be up in 2 weeks.
Kind of like the launch date was, what was it?
It was
Launch
January,
date.
then it was
Was it?
March.
It
What did
was.
it end up
Then it
being?
was tax day. One time we had
Yeah,
tax day.
April 15th. What did it end up being? Like
Then we had
July.
July 1st. That
Yeah.
was a hard one. That
It ended up being like July 29th or something, right? It
something like that.
was only a
Hey,
week
whatever
ago.
it is, we're here.
Yeah, that's right. And it's
And you know
working.
what? Whatever it is, well, and we made it right. And
Yeah, well
for
said.
those of you who are listening and watching, who have our program, thank you so much. I've got nothing but compliments, and I really appreciate the compliments that you liked our packaging and you liked the presentation and you
Yeah.
liked the fancy padfolio with our logo on it and
Yeah.
all the little stuff inside and how pretty it looks. And we put a lot of thought and a lot of effort and a lot of care into really providing everyone with a quality program.
My hat's off to you, Jill, because the packaging's fantastic. It looks like you're opening an iPad.
You helped
Nice
too.
work. Well, it was. You know what? The fact is this: neither one of us settled for anything
Mhm.
second. We filmed it till it was right, we wrote it till it was right, and we packaged it up till it was right. It took 6, 7 months longer than I thought it was going to take,
Exactly.
but we didn't starve, and that's good.
Mm-mm. No, because we have land deals
Right.
landing in our lap all the time.
Yeah, which
Do
brings
you know
me to the
it's
next point. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, part of it is I can honestly say my contribution to our cash flow from land program would have been more timely if I weren't bogged down with great transactions. And sometimes, everyone, I apologize if I'm not real on it. I love these emails. I love all my bigger pockets. Um, I, I love Facebook. I love all these messages. Nobody change a thing. Sorry if I don't get back to you right away. I got these great land deals I'm closing and overseeing on the side, so it's all really good. So thanks.
I keep seeing that Taos New Mexico deal pop
Oh,
up in the acquisition thing. That is, what's the deal with that? Tell us what that deal is with that, because I don't. For some
um,
reason, some deals sing to you that
mhm.
some of them they're not the best deal we're going to make the most money on, but there's some deals that just sing to me, and I think it's because this all kind of started because I wanted a cabin in the woods kind of thing. That
Right.
deal sings to me, and I know you guys are working on it, but I want to own that.
Well, who doesn't love Taos?
Right.
People, Taos to me, maybe it's a West Coast thing. I don't know.
Uh huh.
But everyone in Southern California, there's a few places in the country that we look to that are like gorgeous
Uh
and
huh.
dreamy, and one of them that and a lot of people have never been there, but they've sure heard about it, is Taos, New Mexico.
Right.
It's just beautiful scenery, higher elevation. Everybody, at least for the West Coast, we are all in love with Mexico because of Albuquerque on the big balloon festival.
Uh huh.
We see all of that. We see gorgeous, you know, red, you know, mountains, and so
Yeah, like Sedona. Like
yeah,
what?
like Sonoma.
Like what
Yeah,
deals sing to you? Does this 56-acre deal sing to you, east of Los Angeles,
yeah,
or is it more like the Big Bear property that we bought that one
yeah.
time?
Big, yeah. Good question. What sings to me are
Yeah.
the pretty, dreamy ones. It's great to have acreage, but I'm not about acreage. I'm about the cabin and the view. I'll spend more money, for me personally, to have a smaller parcel with a rock and view. That's the
Oh, me too.
attribute that I like.
You know what? And it
But
used to be right when I started out. I don't mean to interrupt here. Right when I started out, it was the exact opposite. I want 80 acres, and I want it to be as cheap as possible. Now I'll take a half an acre with the perfect setting all day for the same price. Anyway, go ahead.
right. No, I have. You never know. I guess the thing is too, when you're acquiring something, don't assume that what you want is what somebody else wants,
Right, right. Oh
because
my God,
I
that's great
have
advice.
that too. Is sometimes I'm buying these 40 acres out in the middle of nowhere going, all right, who's going to want this? And guess what? Those are the ones that attract the most attention. I
Yeah,
get the most feedback. Like those Jeff Davis County, Texas
yeah.
ones. I thought, that's
Yep.
way out there. And our land watch stuff exploded with the number of people looking at those parcels. I'm like, who would want that? But people do. It's not my thing, but that doesn't mean it's not everybody's thing.
A lot of
So,
times I think we come off like we have all the answers and we know everything. But here's something that, for our whole career, and I bet all of the people that we're teaching,
hmm
they'll never. You can't predict what's going to sell first. I mean, I've
it's
sat
true.
down and tried. I wrote an algorithm about this one time. We sold this on this date for this amount of money, and on and on. And then the
You
next
really
week,
tried to do
yeah,
that?
yeah, because there's so much abundant acquisition opportunity. I only wanted to buy the perfect ones and sell them that day, and that's just not how it works. You can't. I
I
mean,
think you
those
just look for
40-acre properties.
spreadsheets. You just look for something to make a spreadsheet about, is what I think. Are you going to do a spreadsheet about what lunch choices I usually make?
I will. Let me see the
I'm sorry, I
spreadsheet I
didn't mean to
did.
interrupt you, but I think that's funny because that's you.
I just did a spreadsheet. I just did a spreadsheet that. Well, it doesn't matter. It's all color
Sorry.
coded now. Windows 10 has this color coded. That doesn't matter. It's so
I haven't
far
seen
beyond
it
the
yet.
scope of this.
Okay, go ahead.
The
I'm sorry I
Excel
interrupted
version of
you.
Windows 10, I stayed up for 24 hours when I got it. That's how good it is. It's so different than anything that was before.
I have not even looked at it.
I get up on that stuff now. I
I
just
know
like at my age now, and with all of the the money angst and just all the angst in life is gone. And it's funny the stuff that the rewards that I have. Like,
it's
you and I
true.
recently bought the office all new computers, and I hate doing that because it's so expensive. And then we get it all in, and everybody's so happy, and everything works right. And it's just like, and then I
Hmm.
say I should have done this 5 years ago.
Right.
And I would rather do that than buy a new sports car. Like, what is that? What is it for you that I mean,
Oh, I don't know. I still have another car in me that I want.
is it the money and stuff? Like like a Cartier watch or something? I mean, what is it that
That's on
really
my
just
list.
cranks? A Cartier watch is on your list?
I wouldn't mind a Cartier watch. I have to be honest. That's on my short list. You want to know what's on my short list?
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I want.
Okay, okay, all right. This is totally off topic. Is that okay?
Yeah, because I do.
Okay, okay, I want to hear your short list too. Okay, on my short list is a Cartier watch. And there's one. I love my little car now, by the way, but there's one vehicle I've always wanted, and it's very hard to have here in Arizona because getting air conditioning in it is just impossible.
Yeah,
But in Southern California, it's great. And it's my little blue convertible carbon Gia. So that don't think I don't watch on eBay and look on Craigslist now and then. It's in the
I think you
I'm
can
gonna
buy
get
one of
that
those for
silly little car.
$1,000.
I know you probably can.
Wonder if you can
So
air conditioning it. I don't think it's powered enough.
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
know. There's got to be a way. You can do anything now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? Just those two things?
No, no, I don't want to, and I don't want to own an airplane, but to be involved in a nice little, maybe 5 or 6 person shared community where they have like you can buy, ownership in an airplane and share it,
Mm-hmm.
and then everybody splits the costs and
Yeah.
everything.
So you want an
That's
airplane?
on my list too. Well, yeah, airplane.
What
So
kind of airplane do you want?
just a little 4-seater, just like a Piper Cherokee or something like that. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable in that. I'm comfortable in that now. As soon as I do that, watch me, then I'm going to get bored with it and
Right.
want something a little bit faster.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
thought a
That's the way it
Cessna
always is.
150 was fast when
No.
I started.
Yeah. You should tell it.
So,
Nobody knows you're a pilot. Probably. You should.
so yeah.
Jill's a pilot,
I, yes.
which I
So yeah.
love as a business partner. It's great to have a pilot as a partner because there's a checklist for everything.
There is a
It's very
checklist.
organized and technical. Some
Right.
people are not organized and technical. They tend to do things as they feel it.
It's
And
true.
fortunately, you're not one of those people.
You're right. That's a good thing to think about for everyone. And as a pilot, say your engine's on fire. You go, hold on, please. You get out the manual. I mean, now it's all digital, but but technically, there's a checklist for that.
Yeah.
Shut off that engine. You need to do this. You need to do that. You make this call. Blah blah. It's not chaos. It's everything is calm and methodical. So
I just cut out half of our Land Academy buying customer base. If you're not
what?
organized, well, yeah, if you're not organized, this isn't for
No,
you.
no, 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 no. Sorry, no, no, no.
No, I
Hold
did
on,
it. I didn't
everyone.
say you did. I did it.
Oh, I'm like, hold on, everyone. It's okay. I promise. All right. Sorry. Way off topic.
It's all right.
Okay.
No, anyway, my point is, I just, the Windows 10 version of Excel, I get 1,000 times more excited about that. Or like this 56-acre deal, I get way more excited about that than I do about any car. I mean, truth be told, I've had with a couple of
Yeah.
exceptions, I've had every car I've ever wanted. I mean, and I'm not going to go into it, but tons and tons and tons of cars and big houses in the suburb and all that stuff. And I
What's
but
left?
here I'm going to cut out the other half of our Land Academy customer base. Ready? All that money is just. I mean, it's you got to go through it once or twice, but I don't think it's all cracked up to be. You know what I really love? Helping every Land Academy. You know, help.
Oh wait, time out, time out. Is there anything left on your short list that you still want or haven't done?
You know what I would love is to integrate or implement, and we could do this. So a travel schedule where we're working while we're traveling. So it would be some version of like a book signing thing where you say, you know what, this year we're going to go sign books and talk to some people and help them and experience what their experience from a local little land buying thing or something like that. I would love to do that. That's on my bucket list, so to speak, is to do
That's
a
pretty cool.
kind of a
I like
Willie
that.
Nelson thing. You know, I'd love to
I
do
like
that.
that.
And then, I mean,
S-
there's a boat. There's still a boat that I want. The last boat I had was way too big, and just there's a boat I want. I'm gonna keep it secret.
No, we're getting somewhere. Okay, got it. All right. So what were you saying about now? Okay, aside from the things, aside
Yeah.
from the physical things, what else do you want?
Well, I think I just described it. You know, the tour and helping compete. I love this whole idea of Land Academy. I should have done this.
Me
We
too.
should have both done this like 5 or 6 years ago, or a lot of years ago. You know, I had no idea how much how much I would enjoy getting these emails like this woman from Michigan yesterday. Getting these emails saying, "Man, this stuff works. Thank you."
Hmm.
You know what? I think that I received an email recently, or maybe I was talking to you. It was actually I was talking to you, and you said this person called and they said, you know, I have your direct competitor's package,
Hmm.
and yours is better, and here's why.
Oh,
You know, I
that
get
was.
it releases endorphins, literally. You know, like I get sweaty palms even right now talking about that. You know what
Hmm.
it really is? I'm going to just flat out lay it out there. I get high off of having satisfied customers who are making their own money for some reason. And I think some people get really high off of buying a really fast car. And I think I probably was used to be like that. You know,
Hmm.
I've had my share of fast cars. This is better. And maybe it's an age thing.
I don't know. I just this is this is this is how do I say this? In my whole life, I've always wanted to help people, and I think that's what made me successful in everything. You and I talked about this the other day. Um, I'm trying to think how I worded it, but it was being success. I can, how do it's hard to sell something you don't believe in. I guess it
Yeah.
was kind of the gist of what I was trying to. I can't remember the conversation that we were having, but I was kind of telling you that if you ask me to sell something that I don't believe in, forget it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, it was like
And
surgery gloves or something. Surgery
it
gloves with
was
holes in them. That's what you said.
no, it
I'm not
was
going to go
second
sell
rate.
surgery
I
gloves
was
with holes in them.
you and
That's what you said.
I started to tell you about one of the I was giving you an example and you're like, "What are you talking about?" And I said I'd done that job and you're like, "What?" So,
That's what it was. Did you have a real job where you sold substandard
okay,
surgery gloves?
time out everyone. Years ago in Southern California, I was job hunting and I got a job to come to this office and my it was pick up the phone and it was like back then it was like going down the phone book and you're
Yeah.
calling doctors offices all over Southern California to sell surgical gloves. So
Well,
first you got to get the buying person on the phone, good luck, and then you got to keep them on the phone, and then you got to convince them that it's little boxes of the blue gloves
yeah,
that the doctors put on the doctor's office. Literally that's what I'm selling.
that's awful.
And it was awful. It was painful. I couldn't do it. I lasted 2 days, and I don't even think I went back and picked up my paycheck. I was just like, done. I can't do that. It was so
Can I
funny.
give you a compliment? I haven't told you this. I don't
Thanks.
think I've told you this.
Okay.
You and I know we that we don't work in the same office. We're in different buildings.
Right.
And we just so everyone knows, we set up a very large sales office right on the lake recently. And so I had to go in there and set up some computers and kind of supervise what's going on, make sure that no one killed each other over which office they got and all that. Well, we never turned off the company while that was happening, as we shouldn't have. And Jill's in there selling. She's in there, got her headphones on, talking to these people. And you know what? I have never been in the same room with you when people call for land. You know, people call to buy land. In all the years we've ever worked together, I've never heard you on the phone talking to someone who's interested in buying a piece of property. And I got to tell you, I mean, hey, you know what? If you don't believe me, not you, but if people who are watching this don't believe me, call her. It's it's a good experience. You provide a pretty good experience, Jill. Not pretty good,
Thank you.
fantastic sales experience.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
So
Well,
this
there's a
is
few of those calls. They're some of the end users are not other investors, but there's a few of those calls on the program, on the whole program that we included
right.
for folks that can hear me in action.
Oh, that's right in the package. That's exactly right. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I've heard those calls. Like I've heard calls to I don't know. I've just never been in your presence, but I've heard the calls to most of the calls in the package are to the county and to the assessor and the treasurer and the recorder and the differences of how you handle dealing with those departments at the county level. And I guess there's a couple of calls in there with customers. Yeah, there are a couple of calls in there, 2 or 3 or 4.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So everyone, this is a good little thing just so everybody can know. Part of the program is in that program you hear and see both of us in action. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's one thing for someone to stand up and tell you, hey, here's what you do, and here's a book, study it, see ya. You
Yeah.
know, it's another thing to hear them in action and go, oh, then you could put it all together. So we really
Yeah.
have real phone calls, everyone, included in the program for you to really help you not be afraid when the phone rings and someone wants to sell you
Yeah.
something, or not be afraid to pick up the phone and call the county and go, this is my first time I've ever called XYZ County. I don't want to sound like an idiot
Mhm.
and not know what I'm talking about.
They love to do
So,
that too. The county recorder or whatever, they love to just ask you questions until you fail.
you think so?
Well, maybe they do for me.
Oh,
That's why I don't
well.
do it anymore.
No, they don't.
Just want to get you off the phone.
Everyone, don't be worried. Don't listen to that. That's not. Well, how about this? You know what, Stephen? I hear you, and here's what I have to say about that. If you pick up the phone and you call them and just say, and you have the right attitude, you could flat out say, I am so darn nervous calling you right now. I don't know if I'm doing this right or even calling the right place. I have a parcel. I need to find out if the taxes are current. And they're going to go, oh, you just called the wrong place? Hold on, I'll get you right over to the treasurer or whatever. Thank you.
We have a new intern in the office, in this new office, and he looked at me and said she could sell sunshine in Arizona, just like you just did now.
Thank you.
You turned my negative crap all around, made it all sunshine and rainbows, and everyone's going to get through it smiling.
Thank you. Well, here's my point. Have a good attitude. That solves a lot of problems.
I know.
You- It really
I know you
does.
can't call a county recorder and sound like Eeyore and get anything that you want. It's not going to
Gosh.
happen.
Or
Like,
call them up and yell at them. Can you
yeah,
imagine if I called up and yelled at them and
I can't imagine
stuff?
that. I've, I know you haven't, but I have done that.
Yeah, how far did you
And
get?
nowhere, not even past the person that answered the phone.
There you go.
I'm agreeing with you.
Thank you. So,
All right,
this is fun.
Cartier
Okay, go ahead.
watch. Cartier watch. You want an airplane share? I think you should go for a King Air. I don't think you should just get 4 seats, then 6 seats, then just get a King Air.
No, because you know why? Because when I'm doing, no, here's my point. I just want a little plane to go sightsee around and have fun and have lunch and stuff like that. If I'm going to be going that far, I'm in the back as a passenger and someone's handing me a
Oh,
glass of champagne.
oh,
Next.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm not flying you around with a bathroom in the back. No, babe. Someone else is flying me around with a bathroom in the back.
okay. What
That's my
about this?
point.
What about you get an airplane
Mm.
and you just get a pilot? I mean, is there any? I don't know. I know nothing about this. Is there any financial benefit to buying a King Air, holding it for 5 years, flying it around, and selling it for more? Can you do that? Because I heard you can do that.
That is exactly the perfect way to throw money down the toilet.
Oh, can't do it. Same thing with boats. That's why
I
I
know.
avoid buying a boat. I
Yeah.
can't stand losing money.
I'd rather you donate that money to a church or some organization.
Yeah,
Just get rid of it.
right.
donate it to our people.
Yeah, donate to our students. We should have, what we should do is a tuition program. Every time I come up
Here,
with these ideas, and then we say it, and when you air it, then 50 people call, and Jill and her whole staff has to deal with the crap that I say on the air.
yes,
That's it. That's all I want is our students to make a ton of money and call us and thank us. And I want a boat that's
me
not as big as the
too.
last one I had,
Me
and to
too.
travel around like Willie
Me
Nelson
too.
legally.
Yeah. I am excited to help everyone that we've already helped. I'm excited to help a whole lot more.
What's the
So
biggest?
I hope,
I'm
mhm.
sorry, I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I hope this reaches more and more people. I hope everybody's spreading the word. I hope no one thinks that we're going to saturate the market, because trust me, there's enough land to go around. We're not going to saturate any market. And that's it.
That's a great point. I actually talk about that in the program. There's the one county that I love. There's and I talk about it in the program. There's I don't know 300,000 to 500,000 properties. I don't remember the exact number. It's some number between that are up there. It's close to Las Vegas, and
Hmm.
I show how to research it and everything. And there's just no way. When I started, that was a concern of mine. How long is this going to last? Someone's going to catch on, and it's just endless. And the reason is because they get a tax bill every year. So the people that are not interested in selling now, they will call you in 5 years. It's the whole tax bill
Exactly.
situation, the whole system that this country has set up, county by county, where they send out a tax bill for property that's not getting used, works to our advantage times 80.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gentle reminder every year to sell their property to us
Mm-hmm.
and not pay the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Just sell it to us.
Mm-hmm.
So no, no one's going to run out of deals to do.
No, not at all. Nope, it's great.
So we originally talked and called about this 56-acre deal in California that I know you're going to knock it out of the park. Is there
Thanks.
any? Hey, you know what you could do sometimes with those is keep one. Is there a property you want to keep for like the long haul in that?
Possibly. I haven't even thought about that. I'm just so in, let's turn this, make a profit everyone mode.
Yeah,
So I have not thought about that.
I did a deal like that a long, long time ago. There were about 15 or 20 properties. It wasn't as good as this. There were 15 or 20 properties, but one was right on a highway, and I sold it all to everybody, made my money times whatever, and then I kept this property for a while. And like 2 years later, somebody called me on it, to send me a letter and said, "This property would be perfect to. We're a billboard company, and we want to
Hmm.
do a billboard thing." I sold it to them. It
Perfect.
was great.
That's brilliant. That's good. Good. Thank you.
I
I'm
just,
hungry. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be wrapping this up.
no, it's fine.
All right.
Jill, it's so nice to talk to you. Congratulations on the 56-acre deal. How's the new office?
I love the new office.
Good.
Thank you so
How do your
much.
people like it?
They love it. Absolutely love it.
Awesome.
So yeah, everybody has their own space, and we have our own kitchen set up. I have my own personal bathroom.
You have
It's
your own
awesome.
personal bathroom. That's awesome. I know. You know what? That didn't happen by accident.
Thank you. I
We were
hope
talking
thank
about spinning a wheel one time.
Oh,
You got to treat your salespeople like gold, right?
mhm, it's very
Just
true.
got to spin the. Well, I'll leave it at
Spin
that.
that.
Spin
Yeah,
the bonus wheel with the
right. Like the
salesman.
GoDaddy people.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. All right. It was great to talk to you.
Thank you.
Join us in the next one. Thanks.